Hey guys, welcome back. It's Claytano. Thank you so much for tuning in as always. And today we're going to be doing a top Guild War defenses video and why it works. Now, if you guys don't know though, I am in the guild Weekday Legends. Right now we're sitting about rank 39, but it is G3 Guild Wars, and we're fighting against Obsession. Now we're just going to focus on one Guild War defense, and that is Ohmygosuness here on the left hand side of your screen. And basically he's G3 now. He finished G3 last week. You know, rip, he's not legend, so probably not like the best defense. I'm just kidding. He's really good players, a lot of great runes. And what I'm gonna do though is I'm gonna fight it, and then also I'm gonna go into his account afterwards and check out his runes and see if there's really, if it's runes or if it's actually just monsters, because you can see he uses 5 nat 5s out of 6 potential slots, and then he has Orion at the very end. So how do you go about attacking this type of defense? So on the first team, I'm going to go ahead and use a typical bomb arena offense or Guild War offense, which is Sierra, Tiana, Malaka. I'm going to try to double bomb the Rakan. Hopefully I land all 3 of my bombs, and I can double bomb the Rakan and finish that off. But then for the second team, I had a little bit harder time figuring out what I wanted to do against it, because I know that Orion is going to be super fast. If I remember correctly, it's probably around 300 speed total. You also have the Giana there that's going to be dropping bombs on people, stunning them, removing buffs, all that good stuff. And then you have the Perna in there to kind of cap it all off with his slight heals, his revive, and everything else. It kind of just makes for a little bit of a hard team. But I'm going to go ahead and try the Artemile with the Camilla and Annabelle against them. The idea against that is that the Giana is going to be focusing mainly on bombing the Artemile, but I have the Annabelle to remove that buff or remove that bomb off of him, and I also have Annabelle to remove any stuns or dispels that Orion might put on us. So that's the idea. So let's just go ahead and start though and see what happens and if it goes according to plan. But with the Rakan, Camilla, and the Wind Panda over there, this defense is actually kind of rough to fight against, because you can't really attack too many different ones, especially once they get their counters going. You really have to pick and choose your poison, so it's almost a must nuke defense, or you're not going to be in such a fun spot, because they're just going to revenge you to death. But I'm going to go ahead and use Swift Changes because I knew he had Will on them. I'm going to go ahead and use Time Bomb. I've landed all 3, which is super good, and then hopefully I can land Fate of Destruction on the Rakan as well. Let's cross our fingers. Alright, we hit it, but I'm still a little bit weary if we're going to be able to kill him even with the double bombs. Let's go ahead and find out. Alright, so we weren't able to kill him. We did not get the stun on the Wind Panda, unfortunately, and from here most likely we will not be able to win. Just like that, guys. It's pretty much that easy, because with the heals coming from them, that Camilla is going to one-shot my Malaka, and from here there's really no sense in using another skill battle. I'm going to go ahead and end battle so that way I don't lose my monsters. But from that point on, it's GG, because he has so much HP on his Rakan, so much HP on his Camilla, of course, and everything else. So we got stunned. The Giana decided that she wanted to bomb my Camilla and then also crit it. So that was perfect, and it worked out exactly how I was hoping. And then I'm going to start going after the Giana, because the bombs are really the most scary thing about everything. And I was able to land 2 really awesome sleeps. I was going to go for a third. Can't be so lucky, unfortunately, but I'm going to go ahead and wake up the Giana. I'm going to leave the Perna. You know what? No, I'm going to go after the Orion. I'm going to leave both of them sleeping. I think that was the best option there as well. Now we're going to go ahead and use another turn there. We're going to try to stun the Giana. Didn't happen. That's alright. And we're kind of in a perfect position, because our Annabelle is going to be able to come back and remove that bomb off of the off of the Ardmile. We're going to go ahead and use that. Perfect. Girl's Prayer, removing that bomb, and then from here it's just autoing it out. I didn't really think that this second defense was going to be too difficult, but the first one is definitely, I would say, super scary. It's a little bit hard to beat. You either have to do enough damage by nukes. I possibly could have brought a, see, if you even try to build like a Zeros Giana Galleon comp against it, it's going to be tough. So you almost have to even mirror it, building another Wind Panda to kind of coincide with it. But let's go ahead and take a look at his runes here, so let's just snap to that. Alright, so we're on Ohmygosuness' island, and for those of you that know, I like a beautiful island, and he definitely has one. He's got a lot of pink hearts, and I just love it. I don't know why he has all these pink hearts, but it is an extremely well decorated island, and it says go Sue with a pink heart, and then he has a couple pink hearts at the top. But let's go ahead and take a look at his monsters real quick. The first one that he had on the first defense was a Camilla. Okay, so 100% crit rate, 150% crit damage with 103 speed, and not only that, guys, but it also has a ton of HP. Like I said before, you always want to make sure you have at least 30,000 HP on your Camilla. If you're not, you're slacking. And then the attack is kind of on the back burner, but still 860 attack is super awesome. Let's go ahead and take a look though at his runes. We have speed slot 2, which is kind of interesting. Most of the time you see a attack or HP slot 2, but because this one has a 32% HP percent substat and a 50%, it has everything that he needs. So I can see why he did the speed. He also has a little bit more from this one, a 20 speed substat. And then he starts boosting the crit rate, the attack, the HP on all of these other runes here. And that's how he has such a loaded Camilla. But I love the way it's built. It's pretty awesome. Like, this shows you guys that you don't need to have attack slot 2. It really depends on the substats that you have to build with it, whether you want to use speed or attack or HP or anything in your slot 2, because it's all about the overall stats at the end. So when people say, how do I build this monster, is it going to be speed or HP slot 2, it depends on your substats for your other runes. So keep that in mind when you're building your teams. Now, second off, he had a Rakan on the team as well. You can already see 45,000 HP right off the bat, 77 speed, which is not a slug, which even if you're building a tank Rakan, you don't want it to be a slug. 92% crit rate, but then he has, you know, not a whole lot of crit damage. So if you probably look at his runes, I'm guessing it's going to be Vampire Will, which is pretty obvious. That's what you want to build your Rakan as. But then I'm going to guess, I have not looked at his runes here first, but I'm going to guess that he has HP slot 4 or crit rate. HP slot 4, okay, great. HP slot 2, 4, and 6, and then he's got pretty much everything else as well, using all those same subsets that you really want to look for, which is crit rate, speed, HP, all that stuff basically for your Rakan. Pretty basic. And then going on to his Wind Panda, 110 speed on a Wind Panda. Most people think you don't need to build speed on monsters that revenge, but you really do, because the more you have speed, the more turns you get, of course. And he has built Violent Will, exactly how you want to do it. Lots of HP, lots of defense, and even a high crit rate for having probably defense, HP, defense. HP, defense, HP is actually what he has. Perfect. And a lot of speed substats. So if you think about it, 110 speed just off of subsets. That is awesome. That is really awesome. So let's move on to his second defense though. He had Giana on the leader skill, which is 159 speed, and it is Violent Nemesis. 159 speed Violent Nemesis. That is insane, guys. That's probably a lot. That's probably faster than a lot of you guys' Swift Bernards. And I don't want to sound like mean or anything, but that is just how good this Giana is. And 74% accuracy. It's built on an HP build though, so it's really not going to be doing a whole lot of damage on the bombs. We didn't get to see one go off, unfortunately, but speed, HP, and he has a 5-star HP slot 4. because he wants to focus on the speed substats on everything else. You guys can see those. He also had it paired with an Orion. We're going to move back all the way over to the water monsters here. Here's his Orion Swiftwell. Okay, let's take a look at the substats first, and then let's try to guess how much speed it has on it. So speed slot 2, of course, with a lot of HP and accuracy substats. 23 speed will rune, 25 speed attack, 27, 25 with resistance slot 6. That's an interesting one, and a 26. So with all that being said, like I said, it's around 300. Yeah, 301. Swift will, guys. Swift will. 301 on an Orion. That is probably one of the better Orions on the entire server. Let's go ahead now and just take a look at the Perna and how that was built. We have Violent. What is this set even called? Violent Endure. I don't even come across this very often, but Violent Endure. We have speed slot 2, crit damage slot 4, and attack slot 6. We have these as the subsets, but look at how he utilizes the speed slot 2 on all of his monsters, on most of his monsters, but 116 base speed on that with 100% crit rate, 161% crit damage. Decent amounts of HP at around 25,000. I did my math wrong, 25,000. But he really has a lot of attack too. But 25,000 without having a single HP main stat, that's good, guys. And that's why this defense works. Not only does it have really key natural 5-star monsters in it, but it also has awesome runes that kind of cap everything off. And that's why I wasn't able to bomb it on a regular person's arena or Guild War defense. I probably would have been able to bomb that first team, but because he had so much HP on all of his monsters, it lived and was able to bounce back from it and take out the rest of my team. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video though. It is something that I've done in the past, but I just kind of want to try to bring it back. So if you guys enjoyed it, go ahead and like, also subscribe if you haven't already, and as always, stay soupy, don't be potatoes, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye bye.